Hi, I'm Ray Tatter on LiveWire. Today we're going to do some really interesting things. We're going to show you how to fight cancer, and we're going to talk to some poets from the Saturday Scriptorium, and we're going to show you some Easter egg making and how it can be not only a fun thing to do at home, but also it can be a hobby that would occupy your life. Right after these important messages. This one. Message. Boom. You could do it. I'm Ray Tatter, and with me in the studio are Scriptorium Saturday
Yes.
poets.
Yes.
It's tell me, Simone Youngblood.
Yes. That's exactly right, Ray.
That's right. Thank you.
Good.
And who are these wonderful poets that you brought?
Okay, so we have Miss Leah
Hi, Miss Leah.
Hi.
and Mr. John
Mr.
Savage.
John Savage.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, sir.
Good.
How are you?
And I'm fine. And
And Miss
you brought this
Keilani Savage, future poet.
future poet. Okay, well,
Future
she's
poet
got the
extraordinaire.
polka dot action down and the
She
smile.
does.
There's no
Very
doubt
vibrant.
about that.
Yeah.
Can you catch that smile? Look at that. So gorgeous. Anyway, tell me about Scriptorium and its organization.
Sure. So Scriptorium Saturday is a poetry series that I started April 2014. And we have poetry events all throughout Sacramento. We have a feature poet or a featured artist, you know, most of the time poets, but sometimes we'll have artists or musicians come out and share their work, always local artists, just giving support to our local creative minds. And we'll have an open mic after all of our featured performers and refreshments for the community. It's always open to the community.
I'm so glad. You know, it's really interesting about poetry. You know, when I was growing up, poetry was like,
Yeah.
But in the 1930s, it was something that everybody aspired to. People wrote poetry in their lives, and they wrote little poems inside letters that they wrote to people.
Sure.
And you know, and that
Right.
went away. And now, poetry in the schools is big time.
It is. It
There's,
is.
I think the California Arts Council is just about to do the California Poetry Search for the Young Poet Laureate of California. Fascinating.
It is,
And it's
it is.
good for us all.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and you know, the thing about it is the Scriptorium really started from a desire to help people more than it just being a poetry show, just, you know, an academic thing or just an entertainment thing. It actually is very much so rooted in the desire to restore voice to people. And so serving a real need in people's lives, I really believe that poetry and spoken word, the voice, words are really essential to bringing out the best in people.
Absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
I think, but there are certain people who'd rather die than get up and say a poem.
I
that
know.
they- John, you
Such
were
a
not
shame.
like that.
No, John is not like that at all.
Depends on the presentation.
Yeah, that's right. Now I see it. Or, you mean your presentation or who you would present before?
Both.
Oh, okay. Well, I used to work for the California Arts Council. We had a poetry process in the prisons.
Oh, yes.
We did, and really part of the whole process of finding yourself, as opposed to finding, you know, yourself where you are.
Yeah.
And then the schools program took off, and so it's really all kind of wonderful. Now you two poets have published your works, right?
Yes,
That's good. Are these the books?
they are.
Whoa. Wow. Now these are yours, John. Great. And so, well, you were walking down the street and you thought, gosh, I think I'd like to publish my poetry.
No, and
It's okay, you can say no to me.
with my work in particular, it's more about encouraging others, inspiring them, because as you know, with a lot of poets, especially a good example is Edgar Allan Poe. You think about the thoughts and the things that he's gone through, and they're kind of deep, as we all know, but that's how life is. We go through a lot of deep things, and through poetry, you're able to express yourself in different ways, but you're able to express yourself as who you are and not who somebody else is. And so going back to what you were saying, the introspection that you have to go through as a poet, and not just a poet, just any writer, being able to take time to express yourself by having to spend time with yourself. And through that, you can share your experience with others. And so I share some of my experience with others through my book and what I've gone through in life, but also how to encourage them in their journey, how to go through and overcome. And with the title, as you see there, Eagles in the Midst, Overcoming in Wilderness, is a lot about how our life parallels like an eagle, because eagles actually go through a very interesting journey in life, and they can live up to 120 years old, human years. So, which is pretty amazing, but they actually spend time where they actually go through a valley, and a lot of us go through valleys. You see it even in the Bible, there's valleys that people go through.
Yes.
And so when you go through that valley, what happens? Some of the eagles actually literally die there. You see this beautiful, majestic bird that can fly higher than others, but when they go through a valley, some of them actually don't get up. But those who've gone through and have come out, in our case, writing books, having Scriptorium, you're able to use that platform to build others up and encourage them to have a voice, whereas before maybe they didn't have a voice.
Right. What you just said is actually really a wonderful definition of what poetry is finding that inner voice.
You know?
Good. And then the next step is to actually speak it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
true.
Yeah. And so you have young poets come up to you and say, I want to get up now and read my poem.
Yeah, and they get up there and do it. And it was such a blessing because I partnered with Lee and John through their nonprofit to put on a poetry class, a poetry program last April. And part of the objective of the class was to have the students research their names, like the meanings of their names.
Oh, cool.
Right, and kind of explore how their identity is centered on their name and what it really means to them. And at the end of the program, they all constructed an original poem. And so it was beautiful because I really wanted them to get behind the microphone, and that was like the really key thing. I mean, they can talk, during the class, and they had no problem talking. That was, no issue there. But I really wanted them to have that composure and that character and those leadership qualities to get behind a microphone and to speak words that you came up with, speak the poetry that you came up with.
Yes.
That original from whatever place deep down inside for them to utter that to the community. And they did that. And I remember one student, John had said after the whole show, the poetry show we put on for them, she came up to John and said, that was the first time I'd ever been behind a microphone. That was really a blessing. I thought, well, that's what it's all about.
It is. Books are one thing, and they are one good thing.
Yes.
I mean, this will, be on someone's shelf long after we're dust.
Yes.
I have this huge collection, and I remember reading, and cleaning and going through the books, and saying, to Ray, very interesting people who have gone before. At any rate, this is wonderful. So this is, it's called Married to Love.
Yes. Yes.
So it's about the deeper feelings and things like that. It has a heart for young ladies and women in socioeconomic backgrounds. Cool. At any rate, it's very important to get our work not only out here to people, but also, so people can read it themselves and take it inside. Oh, and there is what's happening, right?
That's correct. So correct. That's going to be our next show. Our next Scriptorium Saturday show is going to be Saturday, March 5th at the McClatchy Library, 22nd and V. And we're actually going to have a writer, an essayist, join us. Jen Palmeros Meadows will be joining us. She's a local writer, and she's going to be sharing some of her new work with us.
And when are you going to present these two lovely people?
And these
3.
two will, yes, I know, 3, yes, exactly. They'll be with us for our April show. Not quite sure what exact date.
So
but
can I just Google
Saturday,
the words
April.
Saturday Scriptorium?
Or Scriptorium Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Reverse.
What I mean. Say what I mean.
Right, or just go to the website, scriptoriumsaturday.com, and we'll have information about their show as well.
Thank you all for coming to talk to me.
Thank you for
Ray.
inviting us. We appreciate it, Ray.
That.
Thank
And
you.
I appreciate you being in that beautiful polka dotted, wonderful beat.
I know.
Well, we got to take a short pause for the cause right now, and we'll be back soon as you watch these wonderful things that are very important bits of information right now.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
If you were watching before the show began, or just before it began, you saw me with these on. They are kind of a wonderful symbol of Everlast. That's the plan, actually. Right, Joanne Hufford?
That's right, yeah.
Everlast.
Everlast.
At least to 95. So you're a cancer survivor, right?
That's right. I had colon cancer 3 years ago, stage 1. And when I heard about the Undy Run walk, I ended up participating 3 weeks after my surgery in the Colon Cancer Awareness's Undy Run walk. And it was a very inspiring and motivating event, for I was able to hear survivors' stories, because I was very scared when I was diagnosed with colon cancer. And colon cancer, people don't like to talk about it because it's embarrassing. And I'm here to tell you about the Undy Run Walk, which is a special 5K or 1 mile fun run in William Land Park at the end of the month, February the 27th. And it's hosted by the Colon Cancer Awareness, the Colon Cancer Alliance, that's based in Washington, D.C. And they're the largest patient support group, advocacy group in the nation. And they've provided me with a lot of really good information about colon cancer. They have a buddy program, and the wealth of information that they provide is great. Now, something special, because we're here at the Undy to knock out colon cancer.
That's right.
Out of the top 3 killers.
Or as one of the programs said, kick colon cancer's butt.
Kick colon cancer's
One
butt.
state at a time.
That's right. That's what we're going to do.
So this is a wonderful thing, and
is.
there's also so it's to raise money for it.
It's
right?
to raise money for research and support services that the Colon Cancer Alliance provides. And it's a fun way to help educate people about colon cancer too. They'll have a lot of information booths available, as well as you'll hear some survivor stories. And all the participants in the Undy Run Walk, instead of getting a typical t-shirt, if you're a survivor, you get a t-shirt like I'm wearing.
Yes.
But if you're not a survivor, I will stand up and
Ooh,
show
okay.
the
Oh,
lovely
right. These
boxers.
are the Undys, right?
These are this year's Undys.
Oh, I see.
Hot off the press.
Right.
And
Right.
so all participants receive the Undys because people don't like to talk about colon cancer
Yeah, I know. Or
colonoscopies or any of that stuff.
Well, you know, because for some reason it's not as flashy, I guess, as breast cancer. Right? You know, what is it? Cancer's fight. It's a fight that we're on. I mean, polio was a horrible fight.
Exactly.
But we beat it.
Right.
And we could do this too. So we're groups like the Undy Walk people are quite wonderful, and they were just, as the March of Dimes beat polio and continues to beat other things.
Right.
This is important for you to do.
And one thing that's really important about colon cancer, because with the proper screening, oh yes, there we have a few, but with the proper screening, you can often prevent colon cancer. Now the Undy, you'll see from some of these pictures, those were last year's boxers. They were very stylish. And people are encouraged to either wear the boxers that they provide or family-friendly briefs are also. And we have costumes, and we also love to have dogs in costumes, in boxers. I've seen it all, right. And everybody's here to raise awareness of colon cancer, and knowing that with the proper screening, when you're 50 years, when you're 50 years or older, it's best to get your proper screening, whether it's a colonoscopy or if it happens to be one of the other types of tests that they also have available.
There's some newer tests available that are just as non-invasive.
Right, not invasive, and they can be done at home. So some people prefer those, but you need to check with your doctors to see which one is correct for you.
Yes.
And if you have any kind of symptoms, even though colon cancer normally strikes people who are over 50, unfortunately, it's been increasing in the younger population.
I know, and there has to be one or two for every person. We have to know one or two people or three people who have younger people and older people who have suffered this debilitating cancer.
Right. But if you have any type of symptoms or things just aren't right, or if you have a family history of colon cancer, it's especially important that you talk to your physician so they can do the proper tests.
Right. Wow. Well.
And the Undy Run is in 20 cities, and Sacramento happens to be one of them.
Wow.
And it's right before March, which is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. So if you've had your colonoscopy, Ray, then I will give you a hands up, because
thank you so much.
That's what I like to hear.
All right. Well, thank you for coming to talk to me about this.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate that. All right. Yeah, we got to jump to another short break, and we'll be back with Eggs Are Us.
Okay.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, Real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy. My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year, I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is
it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hi. We're back with LiveWire. Diana Macia here. If you haven't watched her show, she comes on every once in a while. She is the director of Extravaganza.
Right.
Eggstravaganza.
Extravaganza. It's
And
our
what is it?
26th year.
Whoa.
It's an egg show that participants come from all over the world and teach seminars.
Mm-hmm.
And we hold a show that's open to the public March 5th and 6th. And
Where is it this time?
it's at the Crown Plaza off of Madison Avenue, and
Mhm.
it's a free event. Families.
Oh, it's a wonderful event. We're going to show you why it's a wonderful event by looking at some of your work. Here we go. Can you just cut over to these wonderful things? Look at this and zoom in. Zoom in, have a look at this. These are kind of really interesting in that they're all eggs, aren't they?
Yep. The majority of those are goose eggs.
Like here, this little...
That one is a quail, a Banty chicken egg.
And you paint them and you applique
We
them?
bead them, carve them. The black egg is an ostrich egg, and it's been painted black, and then the paint is scratched off with the picture. The Ferris wheels are made out of duck eggs, and they were kind of inspired by my grandchildren's
Toys, obviously.
Yeah.
These are the funny little toys that
the
are...
Minions for the movies.
Yeah.
The superheroes.
Oh, yeah, I see the superheroes in the middle. That's a really great...
Yeah.
What's that on the far end there?
The elephant is
yeah.
made out of 3 different eggs. The body is an emu egg, the head is a goose egg, and then the drum that it's standing on is part of an emu egg.
I love
And
it.
this is what an emu egg looks like naturally. The natural color and size.
Wow, that's fantastic. And so there are, the event that you're producing, you can go and see all these kinds of collections of people who do this as a hobby.
This is a variety of everything that you might see. Some people strict to, just carving.
Mhm.
Some people do the dioramas with the scene
That's
inside.
the hole, and there's a little scene inside this thing. This one here.
The little wedding cake is made out of 3 different size eggs: a goose egg, a duck egg, and a quail egg.
Wow, and it's like a little box. It's just like
It's a wedding ring box.
wedding ring box. Oh my goodness.
The quail, or the little bumblebee, is made out of a finch egg, parakeet, duck wings, and a bob white quail egg.
Wow, wow. This is the one that has it. You actually put rings inside it and take it into a wedding.
It's carved.
Absolutely
in
wonderful. Can you believe it? And so people like yourself, you kind of were walking down the street and you said, gosh, I think I'd like to paint an egg. Was your family like Russians? Because the Russians paint eggs at
No,
Christmas?
we do have an artist coming that will
Easter.
be teaching the Pasanki method,
Pasanki,
and that's with the wax and the dyes.
Mhm.
So that's really interesting.
Yeah, families still paint eggs. You can still buy, right around Easter, you can always buy
Traditional.
traditional eggs and hide Easter eggs. If we have time, I'll search for an egg. I understand that there's an egg hidden here, but there's the event. The Northern California Extravaganza, Under the Sea. Is that a theme?
That's the theme. So we have a contest for the best
Under
display.
the Sea thing? Okay.
So
March 5th and 6th, and it's FREE, and it's on Date Avenue in Sacramento. Wonderful.
And we have a table for anyone who wants to try the art, that they can sit down and pick an egg to make.
If anybody can do it, I can do it. So come on now, let me try it.
Okay.
What is this? What am I going to do?
You're gonna, this picture was put on and it was raised, so now you're gonna be cutting the opening.
Okay, the opening on that's the dots on the inside.
And
Okay.
it will be like the diorama, it will be open like that.
Like this one here or this one here.
Right.
I see. Okay.
So you hold it just like a pencil.
Just like a pencil. Okay.
And if you want, I can do the
You
pedal.
do it, and I will.
Okay.
Put, and then what do you do? Do I hold it so it opens?
So you start like this
Ooh.
and go in.
And then move slowly.
Go dot to dot. So just like a pencil.
You want me to go through the dots, right? Okay. Here I go.
You can hold it like this.
Ooh, I wanted to be a dentist. Here we go. Wow. I don't know if can you get zoom on in there, Greg.
And just the tip of it cut. So
Well, just the tip.
that first quarter inch.
What? Run. Oh, not
You
too far
can
deep.
turn the egg like this.
Okay.
and then
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Easier.
Okay, and then I go over to here.
You can go right here and go that way.
Okay, what fun.
So the drill is like the speed of a dental drill. It spins at like 400,000 RPM. So that prevents the
And
vibration.
do I go down here like this? Do I meet that one?
Yep.
Wow. Whoa, there you go.
Very good, very good.
Thank you. Wow. Oh, are we done? Are we going to be done? Oh, you have to go to see this event. This egg again, Diana. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Every week we do something wonderful here on LiveWire, and we'll see you next week on a brand new show. Good luck, Diana.